growers. Welcome to part 2 of our indoor cactus and succulent and houseplant update. Now this is part 2. If you didn't see part 1, then do go over and watch that video as well. I'll link that video up above and down below in the video description. So I hope you're going to enjoy the tour, guys. Now we're upstairs. I'm going to start off with the grow room, which is also my office, show you what plants I've got here, and I'm going to work my way around the house, down the stairs, which is where I'm going to finish off. So guys, hope you enjoy the tour. Now I'm going to start off in my grow room, and here I have a lot of cacti and succulents and some orchids that are not cold hardy, so they either have to be grown here all through the year, or I put them in here for the winter months and put them out when the weather starts to warm up in the spring. So it'll probably be in May now when I bring the majority of these succulents and cactus out into the polytunnel or yard. And first of all, I'm going to start off with my epiphytic cactus stand. And this is where, this plant stand, I'll just stand back so you can see it. This is where I house a lot of my ripsalis cacti. And I do have quite a lot of them in the polytunnel as well, the cold hardy ripsalis. These are all the ones that are not cold hardy and do either have to be overwintered indoors, or they can be grown all through the year here. This is a good position for them here because this is a south facing window and they get a lot of sun that comes onto them, but without being in strong sun. So they do very well. And this one here is my Ripsalis crispata, a lovely hanging epiphytic cactus, and lovely sort of leaf segments on it as well that hang down. Makes an absolutely gorgeous hanging basket. And this one is one that flowers in the winter, and it also flowers midsummer for me. It's recently been flowering, as you can see. These are all the old dead flowers that are coming off now. Lovely, gorgeous hanging basket one. And this one here is a Ripsalis casutha, a lovely sort of like wacky long grass growing variety there. And this one here is my Ripsalis albiorellata, has gorgeous little orangey flowers in the spring and summer, and even in the winter too. And this one here is my epiphyllum, commonly known as the curly Sue, Epiphyllum guatemalense, or one of them. And happy to say that's coming into new growth as well, new little leaf on that. Also a lovely hanging basket plant as well to grow. And this one here is another one of my Ripsalis, a lovely sort of large leaf variety. It has gorgeous white flowers on it as well, and lovely new leaves growing on it, as you can see. And this one here is one of my Epiphyllum zigzag cactus plants, the epiphytic one. And this is the Epiphyllum anthonianus, and it's one of the sort of pink flowering varieties of zigzag. I have a few zigzags in my collection, but this one is one that has the lovely pink flowers. Our other one is in the polytunnel, and that's got loads of new growth as well coming on it there, as you can see, all at the top. This is probably going to be coming out into the polytunnel when the weather starts warming up a bit. And this one here, I absolutely adore this one. This is my Ripsalis, Ripsalis paradoxa, and it is absolutely gorgeous. I'll just step back to show you the length of that, guys. It's like a huge mass of long growing locks. Absolutely beautiful variety. I love the way it sort of grows, and it's often nicknamed the mistletoe cactus because of how it looks. Obviously with its little leaf segments, absolutely gorgeous variety. And I also have another Ripsalis at the back. This is the red coal. This one is Ripsalis ramelosa, red coal. And that's another one that comes out for the spring and summer when it warms up out into our yard. So that's the epiphytic cactus stand, all doing very well on there. And then I'm going to show you what I've got here on the plant table. Now, first of all, these three cereus cacti, I don't normally have them here, but they're out in the grow room downstairs where I have a lot of my cereus cactus plants that I'm overwintering. They'll all be coming out into the little white polytunnel when the weather starts warming up and the chance of frost has completely gone. But these were so desperate to be watered that I had to bring them into the warmth up here in the grow room and start them up with a bit of watering, because this spiralis, Cereus spiralis, was very wrinkled, and this is how they look with the sort of wrinkles on them anyway, but it was incredibly wrinkled. So now it's sort of fattening up and straightening itself out a little bit. The same with this booby cactus, the Myrtilio cactus. This one also was desperate for good water, so that's why they're there. This one is Polycereus goonelli, a lovely multiple branched variety as well, and that was very, very shriveled. And all the cactus plants I've got in the polytunnel, the majority of them I'm keeping dry. I'm going to be starting up with the watering hopefully soon, but as I mentioned, we're still having quite cold nights for April, 1 to 2 to 3 Celsius of an evening, so I'm holding back on the watering just for a little bit longer. But in the grow room, they're fine because it's warm here. Now, first of all, I have one of my aloes. This is Aloe Bakery. This was one I actually had in the polytunnel, but it was it dehydrated, needed watering. So I took it in the other day and I've just started it up with a bit of watering. As you can see, these pink leaves is because it's been stressed, so it needed a good drink. So that's the only aloe I've sort of brought in, as well as my other aloe, which I'm going to talk about in a minute. But that's starting to firm itself up again, which is great. And then here I have some Hoya carnosus. And I'm very happy to say they are coming into bud. Bundles of buds there, which you can see. Beautiful, beautiful house plant. And this is one that Hans brought over from Sweden. And it always produces the most gorgeous blooms every year. So really excited to see that's coming into bloom again. And the beautiful bundles of blooms on that are just breathtaking. Then here in the window, I can't get too close, so apologies for that, but hopefully you can see. Got a mixture of all different types of sort of cactus and succulents overwintering. I've got some Ostracylinder puncheus salmianas. I've also got euphorbias as well. And Espostoa and my Ulbomania as well there, and Stapelia, and their lovely multiple cluster of Perogia leninhausii, and this is the big boy there. And a few people have asked me why I don't have that out in the polytunnel with the other ones. Well, it's because it's so tall, there's nowhere to really place it. So it's easier here in the grow room where I can lean it against the glass, and I've got a little bit of sort of like polystyrene to protect it from the cold, so it's not directly touching the glass. And more euphorbias there. And if you want to know what the individual plants are, do let me know in the comments below where it appears, and I'll let you know the correct name. It's my Euphorbia medusa plant, the Flanagani, and that's been blooming up until recently. You can see there's the little blooms there. That's very much in active growth, as you can see all the new growth at the top. So that's going to be coming in, probably rebloom again when I take it out into the polytunnel. And here are my other euphorbias as well. And as I say, too long for me to mention all the names. And it's also awkward for me to get all the labels out to check, because trying to reach everything in the on the table is a bit of a juggling act. But I'll let you know the exact names if you want to know. Just drop the comment down below and I'll let you know. Lovely euphorbia there. And another one of the euphorbias, and this one is my Euphorbia trigona, and happy to see it's all coming into growth. Look at all the new leaves, really actively growing that. And I did start off the watering in the grow room with a lot of the plants probably about 3 or 4 weeks ago. In fact, I filmed a video when I did, because I had to start them up because they were looking shriveled, and it's warm in this grow room as well. One of my ocotillos here, there, and another one of my euphorbias. This one here is a lovely plant. This is Alaudia, and this is so wonderful because, as you can see, loads of little new green leaves, and the brown leaves down below. It sort of drops its leaves during the winter time. When it comes into new growth, it forms all these new little green leaves. Absolutely gorgeous and unique wacky plant. And Daz at Cacti Mania has just recently bought one of these as well. These are absolutely amazing plants, I have to say. And here another euphorbia. This is my Euphorbia Suzanne, beautiful variety there. And if I get into the window, I can't really reach, so apologies guys. That's my little saguaro there as well. It's only a tiny one. Then I have a mixture of a few different things in the window there. I've got some Opuntias from the Galapagos Islands that are not cold hardy, and that's why I've got them in the grow room. All my other Opuntias are all out in the polytunnel, and they're desperate to be watered as soon as it warms up as well. And here I've got Strombo cactus and Pelasgia chichipes, more Opuntias, and also Botero cactus as well, that little tiny one there. And then here I have Selenicereus grandiflorus, which is this huge sort of partly epiphytic cactus as well. It produces gorgeous big flowers in the spring. This is one that we keep in the grow room all the year round, and it does really well. It produces beautiful flowers in the springtime. As you can see, I have the grow light there, which I put on the dark overcast days such as today, and the plants seem to do really well. More euphorbias here. This is commonly known as the euphorbia corncob, and it's a variegated form there, wacky grower. And then I have the all green variety corncob here. My Opuntia zebra, the cobra, Opuntia cobra cactus, because it has sort of cobra skin. Again, that's not a cold hardy one, which is why I have to bring that one in. And a different selection. And here is my aloe, and I did a video on this about 2 weeks ago, a before and after video of watering it, because it was so shriveled. It's one I also had to bring in, and it's an extremely cold hardy one. It's called the striped aloe because it has the lovely stripe going through the stem there, and it is looking remarkable now. Just look at that. Since I watered it, this is all of the new growth. It's very fast growing. And if you didn't see that video of the before and after results of me watering this aloe when it was very dehydrated, and to how it looks now, in fact it looks even more fattened up and grown now, then do check that video out. I'll link that video up above and down below in the video description. It's remarkable. And here I have one of my, this is actually an epiphytic cactus as well. This is a Epiphyllum fernwood. It's the fern, nicknamed the fern cactus because it looks so like a fern, but it's actually a cactus. And this one again can't take cold. It gets a lot of leaf damage, so that's why I overwinter that one here. Beautiful, beautiful cactus. And you'd never think it was a cactus, but it is. Beautiful plant. And then here we have an Opuntia robusta, and this is one that we did bring in to overwinter, and a lovely, lovely, big, large growing variety there. And then here I have a lot of mixture of everything. Here is my Mammillaria gracilis snowcap pups that I saved when I did the cactus pup rescue video, probably about a week ago now. So if you didn't see that video, do check it out as well. These are the ones that I rescued from the mother plant that was rotting after the cold winter we had, and they're all over. They're sort of doing well here anyway under the grow lights. They'll be going out back into the polytunnel once it gets warm enough. Perodia, the Hasselbergi seedlings that I recently repotted as well, all there. They're also going to be coming out into the polytunnel when it warms up. That's a Pachycereus pringley, and Trichocereus pachanoi there. That's one I got from Trichocereus UK in October, and I potted it up there and kept it into the grow room. This one here, this one is actually a Cubentia, and it's sort of related to the Opuntioid family, as you can see, and very wonderful to see all the new growth on this, all the lovely leaves. It's incredible. That's going to be going out into the polytunnel too. And this is one of my Hoya kerries. I've got quite a few of them here. This is a very large one that I've had for a number of years, growing all the way up the window. Gorgeous, gorgeous heart-shaped leaves. This is the one that I got from a single leaf, and that has grown so well now. And this is a lovely variegated variety as well, very beautiful. And then here I have got my Neocardinensia, or I have to hope to pronounce this, Neocardinensia hertzgosiana. Whew, what a tongue twister. And these are ones that I actually filmed a video at the time, and I separated these clusters because it was growing in one pot as a cluster, and I made a video on that, on how to separate cactus clusters as well. And they're doing well. They're going to be coming out into the polytunnel for the spring as well when it warms up. And then here I have some more chlorophytums. Those of you who watched the first video know I have quite a lot of chlorophytums, commonly called the spider plants, in our collection. And this one is another lovely variety, sort of got like the wide green in the middle and the white on the outside. And this one here as well, it's a different variety again. This is Chlorophytum comosum Himalaya. So I've got quite a few different varieties of these spider plants. This one is a lovely, lovely large euphorbia here. And this one is Euphorbia Nanjunarianatani. Oh, gorgeous. That's going to be coming out into the polytunnel also. Here we have some Hylocereus dragon fruits. Different varieties of them, as you can see. And these ones I've grown from seed. This one actually was seed grown by my friend Susan, who when I lived in Waterford gave me this plant, and it's looking remarkable. And this is the one I've grown myself from seed. Absolutely gorgeous, and they could really do with being repotted. I mean, with Hylocereus dragon fruits, you can literally just cut them and pot them all up as separate plants, and that probably could do being separated in the future and all potted up. But obviously lack of space is a big problem, but they grow well like that. These are going to be coming out into the polytunnel as well once the chance of the frost has passed, hopefully in the May time. And here again, more Hylocereus varieties. Now this one is Epiphyllum Delicate Jewels, and happy to see that's coming into lots of growth. We've got the majority of our epiphyllums in the polytunnel, but this one is a particularly cold sensitive one. It got a bit of leaf damage when I had it out in the polytunnel before, so this is why I overwinter this one in. But all the other epiphyllums are all in the polytunnel and coming into bud as well. And do stay tuned for a cactus and succulent polytunnel update coming up hopefully this week if I can get some time to film, and we've got some decent dry weather to go out there and film. Here I've got some Peniocereus varieties there, and a few different, this one is Selenicereus valida as well, and that again they're all going to be coming out. This one, these got orchids at the back here, and this one is a dendrobium variety, and that one there is a cambia mix. Some more dendrobiums there, and I think that's pretty much it on the table. Yep. Oh, how could I forget this one? This is a gorgeous Ficus elastica, and I've had this for many, many years. I mean, it is absolutely huge. As you can see, I just step back. Absolutely thriving in my office here, and it is so gorgeous. Lovely plant, such an easy going house plant, and it likes the position there because it's away from direct sun, but it gets plenty of light in the office. And office, it's also my grow room, by the way, guys. And here you can see all the new growth coming on it. Lovely new leaves. I love the way they sort of unravel their leaves like that when they grow. Absolutely gorgeous. And that's the old little thing that comes off as the new leaf emerges. And I've got some Hylocereus as well growing at the bottom of the plant stand here. These I move out into the polytunnel obviously when it warms up, but they sort of overwinter sort of quite well here. Now in this side of the window here I have a Rhipsalis mayaguawi. It has a lovely orange blooms in the summertime. This one is a Hylocereus polyrhizos, and this is seed grown from seed I got from rare dragon fruit here on YouTube, and it is absolutely growing well. Gonna have to repot that very soon. And then here we have this is a Cissus quadrilanguaris, what a name. New growth coming on that, and this is the mother plant growing all the way up. It's such a unique and wacky plant. Very gorgeous. I love the way it grows there with all its little segments. A lovely succulent. And then we have some euphorbias in the window. These are going to be coming out into the polytunnel as well as soon as it warms up. Different types of small growing euphorbias there. And I have Euphorbia canariensis as well in the window there, all ones I've grown. These Euphorbia canariensis I've grown from seed. And these different little euphorbias all around. So that's my grow room and office, and now I'm going to show you our bathroom. Now here we are in our bathroom, and I've got Hansi to help me out with the filming because he's got long arms and I can't reach a lot of my short arms. First of all, this is one of our bromeliads, and that does very well here on top of the plant stand. Gorgeous plant, can take plenty of humidity and water, so it loves that spot here. Bit of indirect light as well from the window. And then here we have a mixture of sort of everything. This is a variegated bromeliad, a small one. There has a lovely variegation in it. And here we have a Nepenthes, one of my Nepenthes as well, and they're one of a few carnivorous plants I overwinter or keep indoors because they can't take cold like the other carnivorous plants can, like Venus flytraps, for example. Then here on this little stand here, we have this is a Ceropagia woodii, commonly known as the string of hearts plant, and that does very well in this position as well, a bit away from the window on the plant stand, and we have it sort of wrapped round all the stand here, and it's gorgeous little heart-shaped leaves and beautiful little flowers in the spring and summer. And then here we have some more Rhipsalis varieties, different types, do very well here in this position. And then here is an epiphyllum, another Epiphyllum guatemalense, commonly known as the curly one because it has the lovely curly leaves on it. And this is one I actually grown from seed. It's the Monstrose version, and this was seed that I got gifted from my wonderful friend Alex Chapman. So Alex, if you can see it now, this is the lovely seedling. It's growing amazing. And then underneath here we have some Schlumbergers, and this is Schlumberger Thor, and these are more of a miniature growing leaved variety as well. Here we have a couple of them there, got some more in the polytunnel as well. And then this one here is my Schlumberger Orange Brazil, and it was blooming the most gorgeous of orange flowers over the winter time. And this has got loads of new growth, new leaves coming on it now. Very excited to see. Very special Schlumbergera, common known as the Thanksgiving type of cacti. This one is a Rhipsalis, quite an unusual growing one with the way it sort of grows like little sticks. And this is Rhipsalis ceroides. And it hasn't bloomed for us yet, but hopefully you'll see blooms on that in the future. And here down the bottom I have another Nepenthes that we have growing all the way up the window. As you can see there, does very well in that position. And here we have another little Rhipsalis as well, little tiny one. Then here in our window, and hopefully we can get the lighting right because it's a bit difficult to film in the lighting, that's why I'm getting Honzi to film. We have all of our Tillandsia air plants. As I say, we have a couple downstairs in our kitchen that I showed you in the first video, but these are a mixture of all different types of Tillandsias, and they absolutely thrive here in our bathroom window because the window is frosted glass, and although it's south facing, it filters out, because it's frosted, it filters out a lot of the harsh sun, so it's perfect position for them. They get loads of humidity in here as well from the bathroom. And many different varieties here. We've got Spanish moss. This one is called the Tillandsia curly slim because it has its lovely sort of curls on it. It's a very large growing Tillandsia. And we have Tillandsia funkiana there, and all different varieties. Way too many to talk about the different types, but we have these, a lot of these growing here on this moss pole, do very, very well for us. And as you can see, Hans is doing a great job there filming.
Try.
Hopefully you can get to see, guys, because the lighting, although it's very bright in here, when you're filming the light is coming in from the other side, it's difficult to get it right, but hopefully you can get to see. And this Tillandsia as well is coming into bud. Very exciting because they have the most incredible flower buds on them. Look at that, beautiful. And this is a Tillandsia, one of the bulbosa types there on top, and this is a Tillandsia cyanea as well, and thriving. And this one is Tillandsia streptophylla, gorgeous variety as well, lovely curly one. And this one is very commonly known as Tillandsia xerographica, the giant of the Tillandsias. Does very well there for us as well. And then this is another Tillandsia this is a Tillandsia curly slim, and very happy to say it is in bud for the very first time for us. Look at this big flower spike, guys. That's going to be absolutely blooming magnificent very, very soon. So stay tuned for lots of photos and possibly a video when this is in amazing bloom. And then here we have some more Tillandsia air plants on one of our bromeliads here. And here then we have some more Tillandsia air plants, all different types here which we've got on the driftwood that also do very well for us. and Spanish moss. And we have this lovely bloom here. This is the bromeliad as well. This one is bromeliad Tillandsia diariana. And that is in beautiful flower bract at the moment. And the little white flowers. Diddy! Absolutely gorgeous. And the flower bracts on bromeliads are so colourful, guys. So beautiful. So that's our bathroom. And now I'm going to show you the lovely plants in Hans's music room. Now here we are in Hans's music room, and he has a gorgeous collection of houseplants. This is a gorgeous Streptocarpus, and this is Streptocarpus polka dot purple. And just look at them gorgeous blooms. It's gorgeous, lovely sort of bluey, purpley and white blooms. And it comes alive in the spring with the most magnificent flower display. And then this is another Streptocarpus as well, and this is an all purple one. Absolutely beautiful. Look at that, guys. The flowers on Streps are lovely, and this is a north facing window in Hans's music room, and Streptocarpus absolutely love this type of light where it doesn't get very little sun, if any, but they thrive here. Beauties.
And they love music too. Haha.
They love music. I swear they do so well, because Hans is always doing his music, and plants react to music, guys. They really do. They love music. And it really sort of gives them a lift. They love it as much as us. And this is a Gloxinia. This is a gorgeous plant that we bought last year from Little Supermarket. And it goes back into like a little sort of bulb, a rhizome for the winter. We sort of overwintered it in our spare room in the dark. And then Hans planted it about 6 weeks ago, and it comes back again, absolutely gorgeous. So that has an amazing flower display as well. And this is another one of our clerodendrums, Clerodendrum thompsoni. And it is in flower bud, all bundles of buds at the top there. Again, this is one that has beautiful red and white flowers very, very soon. So happy to see that in bud. Very healthy plant. And here we have another Monstera monkey face. And look at that, guys. This one is beautiful. Lovely, lovely variety there. And it's a lovely miniature growing one. As those of you who watched my first update would have seen, we have quite a few of them. And here is commonly known as African violets. And these do very, very well in this window as well. Lovely in flower. This is all lovely purple flowers on that one. And this one is a pink flowering variety.
Oh, that is blue too, yeah.
Oh, that's
Sorry.
blue too.
Yeah, but it's full of buds, so...
That's full of blue.
I wish it was the pink one. Yeah.
Ah, we have a pink and a purple one. And happy to see the purple one is all blooming. Absolutely gorgeous. Look at that, guys. And then here we have another philodendron. And this is one that Hans also brought over from Sweden. Absolutely huge. As you can see, it's growing right up to the roof. It's amazing. Beautiful, beautiful variety. So that's Hans's lovely plant collection that he has in his music room. And as I say, they grow really well because they love Hans's music. And look at them lovely Streptocarpus blooms. So now we're in our bedroom, and we have 4 more Streptocarpus plants in here. And as I say, they love a north-facing position. They grow very well. And they'll be coming into lovely flower bud very soon. But we have the one at the end in gorgeous purple flower, like the one that was in Hans's music room. Absolutely stunning there.
An old sort, yeah.
Yeah, it's the old sort of variety of Streptocarpus. Beautiful, easy-going houseplant to grow as well. So that's the 4 little ones we have in our bedroom. Not too many plants, but we love to have the plants everywhere, including our bedroom. Here I am on our staircase, and those of you who watch my channel a lot will know that we overwinter these 3 giant cactus plants on our staircase because they're too tall to either go in our grow room downstairs or too tall for the polytunnel, because they are very large plants. As you can see here, we have to bring these into the house for the winter months and then back out again for the spring when it warms up. So these will be coming out probably in the next few weeks, as soon as it's the chance of any frost has gone. And this huge big giant Trichocereus cactus here is one that Hans has grown himself from seed. It's got to be, I think it's 50 years ago, and It's absolutely incredible. It's about that's probably about 8 feet high. It's huge. And it would have been even taller if he hadn't had to keep cutting it back, because he's brought this over when he lived in Sweden, and he had to cut it back when he was moving apartments many times when he lived in Sweden. So you can imagine how tall it would have been. Have this under the grow light here because there's no window. So we have one of these fancy, I think it's a 50-watt LED grow light, which we have on for a few hours a day when they're indoors, and does very well to overwinter there. And as I say, do stay tuned for a video when we bring these plants out into the yard. We have to do it every year, and it's always very funny. This one here is a Pilosacerius, and there's 2 growing in the same pot. Again, this is too tall to go out with our other Pilosacerius in the grow room, so this is also going to be coming out into the yard for the spring and summer. Very old plant there. As you can see, this is all the old sort of markings that it's had over the years. And then this here is my very big old Brasilio cactus basiliensis, and it's one of them sort of leafy sort of look-alike type of Puntius, but it is absolutely lethal because this has like very thin spines that once you get into your skin, you cannot get them off. It's quite lethal. So that's always the worst one we have to move out, when we have to move it into the yard for spring and summer. And then coming down our staircase here, I'm going to finish off with the last plant that we've got here with the house plant update. It's a little bit dark here, so hopefully you can see okay, guys. This is an aspidistra plant, commonly known as the cast iron plant, and we have this here in our hallway, and it's quite bright. It's a particularly dark day today, so it may not be the best with the lighting, but this prefers shade anyway. We had this in our bathroom before and it wasn't doing too well. It's got a lot of dry tips there, but this seems to really be happy here in this position as it gets the light coming in from the glass door, and very lovely house plant to grow. So I hope you enjoyed the part 2, and as I say, if you haven't seen part 1, do go over and check that out. And I want to give a very special massive thank you to Hansi, my wonderful fiance, who has been behind the camera and been able to reach all of them plants that I just cannot reach because I've got little arms. So do go over and show your support to Hansi, and subscribe to his channel as well, Plant Daddy, links will be up above. And don't forget to subscribe to me too. And for lots more tips and tricks on how you can care for many different types of cacti, succulents and houseplants, then as well as subscribing to me, do check out my website, desertplantsofavalon.com. You can also follow me on Instagram, Twitter and Facebook at Desert Plants of Avalon. And I want to wish you all an absolute magnificent plant-powered spring. Thank you all for all of your incredible support.